the Lord gave me a revelation about this about a week or two ago. So I was like, you know what, babe? I always call him babe. I said, you know what, babe? I'm going to speak on Mark chapter 4, verses 35 through 41 tomorrow. And I said, thank you, babe. He said, you're welcome. Amen. So this is what, amen, I will be speaking on this afternoon. And it's Mark chapter 4, verses 35 through 41. And the same day, when the evening was come, he saith unto them, let us pass over unto the other side. And when they had sent away the multitude, they took him even as he was in the ship. And there were also with him other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship, so that it was now full. And he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. And they awake him, and say unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? And he arose and rebuked the wind, and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. Yes. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said unto them, Why are ye so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? And they feared exceedingly, and said one to another, What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him? Yes. Amen. And I'm just going to really focus on 37 through 41 at this time. And I had to do a little research before I came here this morning. And I was looking up a ship. And the front of a ship is called a bow. You know, so you, or a bow, thank you, I appreciate it, bow. You know, and it reminds me of, you know, when you have to bow, you know, that's the front of the ship. And then they got something that's called the stern, and that's the back of the ship. So in verse 37, the verse said there was a great storm. And it was to the point where the water was coming in the boat, filling up the boat. So this is the boat. Now, technically, the stern is the area where there's not supposed to be no water in. That's the part that's at the back of the boat. So that's where Jesus is. So pay attention to that point. In verse 38, it says, And he was in the hinder part of the ship. That's called the stern, asleep on a pillow. Now, Jesus was comfortable if he's on a pillow, y'all. He was very comfortable. And the stern is the back or aftmost of a ship. It keeps the water out, and it's also where the boat is controlled. So this is where Jesus is. Jesus was asleep on the pillow. He was not disturbed by the water. Not only was Jesus asleep, but he was comfortable. And I want y'all to pay attention, because when I saw that word pillow, y'all, I was like, they had pillows back in Jesus' day. I was like, pillow, you know, and all I can imagine is when, you know, I'm asleep, I have to position that pillow quite right, because I want to be comfortable. Yes. Comfortable. So technically, Jesus was comfortable during the storm. Amen. I want y'all to think about that. Amen. Jesus was comfortable during the storm. Look at somebody and say, why can't you? Why can't you? Jesus was comfortable in the storm. So why can't you be comfortable during your storm? Why can't we sleep during our storm? And then the nerve of the disciples in verse 38. I'm sorry, in verse 38. They started asking Jesus questions. And I'll put them in our terms. Why are you asleep? Jesus, I know you're not sleeping. How can Jesus sleep through this? Jesus don't hear all this commotion that's going on out here. That's how we would speak to someone if they were sleeping through a storm. You didn't hear all that wind and rain going out there? What's going on out there? You didn't hear it? So just think about the questions that the disciples had for Jesus. And he was asleep, very comfortable. Verse 39. And he arose and rebuked the wind and the sea, "Peace, be still."
Hallelujah.
And the wind ceased, and there was great calm. And I want to focus on those words, rebuke. The word rebuke means to scold it with sharp disapproval. You know, like when your mother would get at you, she would wag her finger, kind of just like that. Finger wagging, like, I'm going to rebuke this wind. Y'all know how some of y'all get when you speak with your fingers like this? That's what Jesus did. But he spoke to peace. I want y'all to hear this. Even though he was talking to the wind and to the sea, he spoke to peace.
Yes.
Because that was what he wanted.
Yes.
Even though I know people say, speak to the mountain, speak to this. We can do that too. But he called and he spoke what he wanted. And it was peace. And he told the sea the same thing. So Jesus had control over calling peace, and it came to him. But don't you know we have that authority too?
Amen. Amen.
In verse 39, when it says peace be still, he was basically telling peace, don't you make a move. What?
Hallelujah.
That sounds strange. Peace be still, which means don't move. Stay right there. Stay. So he was commanding it. Basically, don't move a muscle. Stay right there. Stay right there. And in verse 40, and he said unto them, this is Jesus asking them now, why are ye so fearful? And you know what? I looked at that verse and I was like, if they knew that Jesus was on the ship, this was a man who did so many miracles and who did so much. Why were they so fearful when Jesus was on the ship? And it said, how is that you have no faith? Y'all, with Jesus on board, they were fearful with Jesus on board. And I'm just encouraging you all today, with Jesus in your heart and with Jesus in you, there is no reason for us to be fearful, full of fear.
Yes, yes.
There is no reason that we should not have no faith when we have Jesus living on the inside of us.
Yes.
That's like being on a ship and you have a lot of life jackets and you're not using them. What are you going to do? Drown? But you have the tools that you have to survive that environment, to survive whatever situation that you're in. So the tools that he has given us, don't let those be in vain. He has given us the tools that we need. And in verse 41, in closing, it said, and they feared exceedingly and said one to another, what manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him? And I was looking at that word this morning as we were riding along again. And I was talking to my husband. I said, babe, they feared exceedingly. And, a lot of times I do talk out loud when I'm reading. And I was like, that doesn't mean they were scared greatly. I said, I'm looking for another word. And he said, awe. I was like, okay, awe. They were wonderstruck by this man who commanded the sea and the wind to stop, to be calm. Now, the last verse stuck out to me a lot because when we think about parents and children, the only way that you can know a command or understand a command is if it has ears.
Yes.
For instance, if the parents say, do not go out into the street, the child has to hear that command in order to obey it. They have to hear it. And what came to me was that the wind, the sea, we may look at it as them just being the wind or the sea, but don't you know they have ears as well, and they can understand a command from the Lord? They have ears to listen. just like we have ears to listen. And it's letting us know what type of authority that we have. When it said, even the wind and the sea obey him. So they said there's something different about this man.
Hallelujah.
He ain't the same type of man that we are. So they knew that they were dealing with a man that was cut from a whole nother fabric, y'all.
Hallelujah.
He wasn't cut from the fabric they were cut from.
Amen.
So they was like, what kind of man is this? Basically, where did he come from? Because we be out here all the time in the midst of this, and we've never seen this before. So they knew right away that there was something different about Jesus. And I want to ask you the question, are there people out there saying, what manner of man or what manner of woman are you? Because of the life that you are living? Jesus made a statement just by him saying 3 words, peace, be still.
Yes.
And that changed our whole perspective of what Jesus was and who he is. Amen. So I just want to leave with you all today. Peace be still. And it will be still. It will not move a muscle. So peace be still. Amen.